Okay, guys, so make sure your Zoom group chat is up so that we can ask our questions and such. And navigate here to the beginning. And we're going to get started. Hopefully this meeting will not take our whole hour tonight, but please go ahead in the chat and share where you are and what you're doing right now on the project. So just go into the chat and share what's going on, and we're going to talk about this verbally when we get closer to the end. Last time we had quite a few questions as we were giving reports, so I thought that we would wait for our reports nearer to the end. So does everybody know how to bring up their chat? If you do not, raise your hand if you know how to do that. If you don't, then just go on mic and say, I don't know how to bring up the chat. Does everybody know how to do it? Okay, Natalie's working on loading Handshake. My Handshake is loaded, so go ahead and share in the chat. And for those of you listening in on this, you should go into the Google group and you should share what you've accomplished so far. Now, remember, our main question is what breaks your heart and how can you use that heartbreak to develop an app that matters to our world? Now, the keynote just went up. Angela and I just recorded it today, so it is up on the wiki. I've got instructions there. I think it's going to really help your students understand how to map their heartbreak and also understand the vision for the project. So please go ahead and you can share that when you get ready. And they can either tweet Angela questions or they can put questions on the wiki discussion. I'll talk more about that in a moment. Remember that our hashtag is apps that matter. Our blogging, Kat and I are going to be working on that, so that should be hopefully ready for next week. We wanted to get the they wanted to get the release for Coursera out last week, so we need to give them just a little bit more time. We are the Skype handle and the Skype group chat's going well as the Google group. If you're having trouble with the Google group or the Skype, please go ahead and share that in the chat that you're having a problem with that as well. Okay, and what did I just do? Here we go. Okay, hopefully I'm going a little bit better now. Okay. So we're each going to give it an update. We're going to do that at the end, though. We're going to talk about what's happening now and talk a little bit about a timeline. And so right now, our classroom and student handshake is where we are right now. We'll be doing wiki editing and sharing of heartbreaks here soon. And again, non-participating classrooms will be moved February 23rd. So hopefully everybody will go ahead and get their stuff shared. And I think everybody is getting their stuff up. Please make sure you've added your information to the schools page. Lisa Durf, is there anybody left who has not added their information to the schools page yet? Do you know?
I'm thinking that we're doing pretty good at this point. Let's see. Susan, Dawn, Vicky, Natalie, Cynthia, Rita. I can't actually see the rest of it, but I think we all did.
I think Junior also added his as well. So now this is an old pic, so if it doesn't show right, that's okay. Just you know, it's an old pic. Okay, so we're in the process of doing handshakes, and I was just laughing like crazy. You know what? I've got the wrong thing open. That's what my problem is. Open reset teacher meeting week 3. Play this. There we go. No wonder I was like, what is this? Why is this not going right? Okay. So we've already talked about that. And okay, so I only have 2 little handshakes up. I've also got some other information up. We used Padlets because I needed a sponge activity for those who were not filming. I only gave my kids 2 days. Now, this is a parody. I was just showing it to Lisa Durf. One of mine is a parody. Doesn't really represent our school. It is a parody, and it's silly, but it's funny, and they're pretty good filmmakers, so you'll get a feel for that. This one is just one that went up. Now, the way that we're putting ours up is we're uploading them to YouTube and then embedding them. If you do not have YouTube access, TeacherTube, anything you can use to embed. If you have trouble with the embed code, let us know. But just embed those on the wiki. You can use Padlet. You can use any tool. You do not even have to make a video if you don't want to. Junior had a nice video of his school. If you already have videos for your school, you can share those. I've got slideshows and all that sort of stuff going up. So that's going to be going up tomorrow for me. And I know all of you guys are working on this as well. And what will happen is the kids will watch these, and then they'll be leaving messages for each other on the discussion tab of the wiki. Okay, so that's what's going to be happening. Now, one thing I noticed on the handshake, and Lisa Durf can help some of you guys clean it up, is some schools it looks like you might have used the heartbreak template. All you have to do is go on your page, hit edit, and just delete all that heartbreak stuff. You don't need any of the heartbreak stuff on your handshake page. Just delete it all so it doesn't confuse the kids. And it's just for handshake. If you want to copy anything, feel free to copy and paste off of my page, that little format, and some people copied that, and that's okay. Now, are there any questions about handshake? Anybody have questions about the handshake? Just go in the Zoom group chat or raise your hand and we'll let you go on mic. Oh, good. And they're excited to see each other's videos. You're going to start feeling a better connection as the videos go up, and it'll start feeling real. And in fact, I had to miss my class that did the parody. I just saw it today, and they had already uploaded it, and it's already got 32 views, so that was kind of cool. If you're struggling with the class times calendar, you want to go ahead and get Lisa Durf to do that. I was waiting. I think we have 1 or 2 more schools who need to add their stuff. I was waiting to schedule my meetups until I saw if there were some more classes that could meet. And I know, Susan, you're out this week. I think I have an overlap with you, Susan, next week. So if you want to schedule a live connection with our classes, Susan, let me know on yours. And then I've got, who is DMS? Oh, that's you, Natalie. Okay, so you and I have some overlaps. Maybe after I've got 1 or 2 others. So Lisa, if you'll follow up and then let us know about Wednesday if we've got everybody on there, and then we can schedule those. Okay, go ahead, Natalie, reset them all. Let's get them all set. If we can do them by Wednesday, then we can schedule meetups as soon as possible so that we can all connect, okay? And that, again, this is optional. It's not required for those of you who just can't make it happen. Okay, the keynote just went up. Angela and I just recorded it today. And I think that you guys will really like it. It was just, we did it in Zoom Room, and then I edited it. You can actually do a lot of stuff with Zoom. And you'll see kind of how I did some editing and stuff. But she just really presented the whole project. She also shared some exciting announcements that I'd probably rather you hear from her about some of the companies. She's already lined up Microsoft, and she's got some other announcements in there. I edited it down to 30 minutes. So probably what's going to happen is my students are going to finish their handshake on Tuesday. We've got to do PSAT prep on Wednesday, and then on Thursday we're going to be in the keynote and responding, and then probably be ready for heartbreaks on Monday for my classes. So yeah, and Susan, that's fine. Thursday, just let me know what works for you. Okay, so the keynote is ready. You probably want to go ahead and watch it. You might even want to email it to your administrators so they can kind of get big picture and understand the scope of what we're doing. It was, you know, it was funny. Angela and I recorded it, but when I watched back and watched the keynote, that was when I got excited. I was like, oh, it's really real. It's really happening. And Kat, do you mind forwarding that to Alethea and letting her see a copy of that? That would be awesome. So here's our checklist for this week. And again, all of you may not be there. Natalie's having a light bulb moment. Natalie, do you want to share your light bulb moment?
Concerns with where my wiki position is with being unblocked. I think having Angela's keynote shared with my administrator will be the light bulb and the aha moment where they'll realize the importance of this for the students and for our school. That is the moment. So yeah, I'm excited about that. So when you said that, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I am going to do that.
Yeah, good. So send that on, and yeah, because they can't see or respond if they can't have access. Now, I've uploaded it to YouTube. Do you have access to YouTube, Natalie? You do not? Okay. Lisa Durf, would you upload a copy directly to the wiki, or maybe make a Dropbox link and put the Dropbox link so that they can download that? Will you do that for us, Lisa? I put it in our box. Yes. So Lisa will make a Dropbox link for you, Natalie, and anybody else that does not have access to YouTube. And then you can download the video and show it directly. Okay? It's high def, so you should be fine. It shouldn't be blurry. It should be good quality. Okay? So watch the keynote. Let's all try to watch it this week and respond, unless you're out like Susan, and she's going to have to do that when they come back. When the handshakes go up, let's start responding on the discussion tabs. If you guys will just email in the Google group and say, hey, I've got a handshake or two up, you're welcome to show them some of mine. I was a little bit, one of them used a little too much music that was copyrighted, not the parody, but the other one. I have a feeling YouTube will take them down, and I've already told them that, and so we'll see if it stays up. It's up right now. They did do a little bit with it, but so just email each other and say, hey guys, my stuff is up, and then we'll go comment. I'll take my students in and we'll try to comment the day it comes up or the day after it comes up. So all of our handshakes should be up. Now, I have not yet finished the wiki videos, and I will be getting those this week. I'm going to make a sandbox for you guys. And what a sandbox is a sandbox is a place for kids to play. So they'll be able to go through the tutorials and play with wikis if you think they need that. If you think that your students do not understand much about wikis, I think most of you guys said your students were beginners. Just let me know in the chat, are they beginners, intermediate, or advanced? And we'll get those wiki tutorials up for you. I'm working on that right now. Not quite finished. And then meetup. So we're still on track. We're still doing great, and it's starting. So our heartbreak mapping is up next. None of us may start this week, or some of us may start Thursday, Friday. The procedures are on the wiki. The tutorials are on the wiki. And let's talk about how things are going and what we're doing. So let's just take turns. Kat, do you want to go ahead and start? Kat is our official contact with MadLearn and Chris Sarance. And let me turn off my sharing so that we can see beautiful faces here. Can we see?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Like Vicki already mentioned, we had a revamp of our Chris Sarance website, and that's kind of been our big baby the last week or so. So we are making sure now to get everything ready to go for the blog. We're in the process of that. And other than that, I'm just here to help you guys with whatever you need as far as the MadLearn platform goes. So any technical questions or whatever, most of you guys have already been super trained anyways. But for the newer folks, if anything that you need help with, I'm here. And for the older folks, if you just need a refresh, I'm here. So any questions you have about anything.
I think the big thing, Kat, is just to talk with the team about how we're going to bring all the kids into a place together.
As far as the blog goes?
Not the blog, but when we get ready to get into MadLearn and Chris Sarance.
Okay, so
we're going to.
What we're going to just do is have for your teams or your groups, you're going to get their names, get their information, and just label each other as collaborators. So like a student in, Susan's class would label someone who's in Natalie's class as a collaborator. And that way, no matter where they are in the country, they can log in and work on the app together.
Okay, so will you be able to get a screencast or a tutorial for us, like a little short screencast about how they can do that, and we can put that on the wiki?
Absolutely, no problem.
And Lisa Durf can help you and support you in terms of like how we're trying to make every single tutorial stand alone.
Okay.
So that for the beta project, which will probably be in the fall, because we're alpha, that it'll just be there and we don't have to recreate any of this stuff unless we see that it's broken and we need to fix it. Which,
absolutely.
Some stuff may break, but cool. Awesome, Kat. That's great. Okay, so let's go to Natalie.
Hold on just a second.
We hear you, and now we don't.
Nope.
Now we do.
Sorry,
Okay.
I'm muted. But everything is good, and yet, I'm having to work through some technical issues in regards to sites being unblocked. And I kind of expected that. And I've been really patient because I know that our school corporation has had a lot of new things happening with the learning management system that just has really started to be used more and more by our faculty. And so the students and the teachers are adapting to the new implementation, and the tech department has been I don't want to say overwhelmed. They're just busy. So busier than normal, and the help desk ticket that I've been waiting to see happen to be processed. So I'm just being patient. I'm just going to keep holding out. And Vicki, I appreciate you contacting my principal, because I know that that's going to help me maybe even more. Your words of encouragement, and I did read that email, and I really, I was smiling the whole time going, yay. And sometimes it's like odd, because here we are so disconnected over the country, and yet I feel like you're right there beside me. So I really feel good about that. So thank you.
And that also means, Natalie, that our handshake as teachers is working, because we're building trust. And part of it, and like transparency, it's like Susan said, hey, I'm sitting on my bed, I'm on vacation, I'm not going on video. It's just like the transparency of, okay, this is where we are, and we're going to get there together. These videos are going to be going out this week, and when they do, you're going to go, this is real. And then we're going to push for another week or two, and then momentum's going to take over, and it's just going to zip by, and it's going to be May. I mean, I've just had that happen too many times, that for it to not happen. Okay, Susan, gonna go on Mike.
Hi there.
Hey,
Can you hear me?
Susan. Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. So here we are. I met with my kids last week. The biggest challenge I have is that these are students from another class, because I don't actually teach classes, because I'm a technology director. So I have 4 students from our philanthropy class who are participating in this project. The only challenge there is that philanthropy class only meets twice a week. And technically, I only probably see them officially as part of that class once a week. So I'm trying to figure out how I might be able to meet with them at least one other time a week. But so for me, it's going to have to be a very compressed schedule, and the kids are going to have to be worked very independently. Luckily, they're juniors and seniors, and they're all super sharp. And actually, they're all in computer science classes. A lot of them are pretty advanced. So I'm hoping that they'll be able to do that. So we met them Thursday before break, and they were excited about doing the video. It was great. I just kind of sat back and just watched the 4 of them plan it out, and I was just having a great old time, because I don't get to work with kids like this anymore. So it was just fun, just watching them plan out what they wanted to do for the video. So what we agreed upon is that they'll have it finished. They wanted to take footage during school, and of course this week we're off. So I said we agreed upon if they would have it finished by Tuesday after break. So not tomorrow, but a week from then. And then, so we post to the wiki on Wednesday, and then we'll start tackling the heartbreak piece. So for me, it's all about sort of trying to take the key elements of this project. Since I don't have the luxury like you guys do, you've seen the kids every day, and just trying to figure out how to work it together. So actually, it's a good lesson for them in terms of they're going to be working very independently. Yeah. And because I'm not going to be able to babysit them, because I don't see them that often.
So Susan, you'll just listen for the optional elements versus the required elements. So
exactly.
And then, Keynote is optional, but you can email the Keynote to them and say, if you want to respond.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I do know that Angela, and you'll hear it in her Keynote, she has some big companies watching to look for some student leaders.
And that will motivate them.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
Yeah. So you might want to forward it and just say, hey guys, if you want to listen to the video, but that is an optional piece. And then the heartbreak mapping obviously is not optional. So,
right.
They should, and I would say if you have to scrimp, just push them to get that handshake up quickly, because the heartbreak part will probably be more central to our purpose.
Right, right. And even like the heartbreak, I'm trying to figure out, because they're four boys and they're juniors and seniors. So they're like, heartbreak, huh? So I'm
Yeah.
trying, I'm trying to go
you
ahead.
could even she has a great example in the keynote. You may choose to watch that keynote and decide. You may choose to show it to them.
Okay.
Because she actually has an example of a boy in
Okay.
the video. And it's actually going to help me a lot. When I got it, I was like, phew, I have my crazy class that did the parody is 10 boys and 1 girl.
Wow.
Because it's off honors math. And I don't know why they ended up with all those boys in math, but it was just like handling them is so hard. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. And I'll definitely watch that video.
Good.
But they're all, like I said, they're in the philanthropy class. They wanted to talk about in their video about the philanthropy class. They want to talk about how they gave 3 grants away to local community organizations last semester.
Awesome.
So they're very excited about it. They want to make it funny. So yeah, they're all kinds of scheming and planning. So I can't wait to see what they come up with.
Awesome. Lisa Darf, do you want to go on video and say hey?
Me? Okay, where's the thing? I don't know. There it is.
Lisa.
I'm sick. Hello.
Lisa. Thank you, Lisa, for helping everybody get going. I hope you guys are dependent on her and just, we're onboarding. So right now I think we've pretty much just got class times, right, Lisa? That's kind of one of the things we have left, and that's about it. Yeah. Anything else?
Nope. It's snowing. You want some snow? Come here.
Okay, it's snowing. Okay, and then the others listening need to make sure that you guys reply in the Google group as to where you are and what's going. And I think that we have covered everything. Unless anybody has questions, you guys are going to end up with a little extra time. And so you might want to go ahead and watch the keynote, since I think most of you guys had had mapped out an hour for today's session. So any other questions that you guys have? Hey, Junior, we're about to finish up and be done. Junior, can you hear us? Hey, Junior, can you hear us?
He doesn't have audio yet. I can see
he doesn't have audio yet.
His
Hopefully
computer decided to do updates, so he's probably having a technical challenge.
Hey, Junior, can you hear us? Do a thumbs up if you can hear us.
Oh, he can hear us.
Okay.
We can't tell about him.
Yeah. Oh, I see that he has a mic. Junior, you want to give us a brief update? I saw that you had a video on the handshake, and we'll let you listen to this video, which we're about to wrap up. We're probably about 3 minutes away from being done tonight. I know we handled business, but you get to listen and you get to respond in the Google group. So we got this down. Do you want to tell us where you are and how things are going?
Currently right now, we have kids kind of separate, I have kids kind of separated amongst various groups. So I don't get to meet with them again until Wednesday. So I have this Wednesday time slot where I can actually meet with kids because they're coming from various grade levels, and some of them are involved in other things. And I was actually hoping to I've been pinging with them via email because there are a couple of things, like some of them have actually some videos about themselves that we can use already as part of our handshake. So I'm trying to consolidate them, but then some of the younger kids, I'm actually going to have to record and plan something cool with them. So I was hoping I could have got some of that done today. However, there was no school today. So
didn't have school today either. Oh, so nice.
So tomorrow will be a very productive day for me in regards of all of that. And so that's kind of where I am. Sorry, I don't have any major updates. Sunday was my one day of, I could say Sunday was my one day of rest because Saturday we had events. I had events with kids, step team stuff, and Friday we had visitors, and so.
Well, I'm so glad you made it. And remember, no guilt. If you have to come late, you come late. Just watch the video, gives you everything you need. We don't waste time. We get our business handled, and then we get in and out. So watch the video, reply in the Google group with your questions. It'll kind of give you a full update. And if we don't have any other big issues, one other point, Junior, the keynote is up from Angela Myers.
Okay.
So you may want to take a little bit of this time to go ahead and watch that keynote, and you can share it with your kids. That's going to help them get big picture on it.
Okay.
And she's got a lot of really big companies that are watching this project and want to actually, have already said they want to work with the kids when the projects are done. So those of you who go to school a little longer than I do may have an opportunity to work with some big companies in late May and early June. So we'll see how that works.
Okay.
If nobody else has any more questions in the chat, then guys, it's 7:27. We had a 27-minute meeting. How's that?
Yeah.
Let me know, and I'll come run your staff meeting.
That is like a quick.
Yeah. But hey, Junior, you were late. So, anybody else have anything? Let's get forward momentum going, and remember this: it's the faster we can get kids to comment on each other's handshakes
Okay.
and on Angela Myers' keynote, the sooner they're going to realize that this is real and they're real people. Because I think all of us teachers are getting to know each other. We're getting to know Kat. We're all getting to know that this is real. We can trust each other. We can work together. We can plan together. And the next step is to bring our students to that point. So we will have succeeded if by this time next week when we have our next meeting, that we'll know that our students are really starting to feel like, hey, these people are real. And Junior, we are letting each other know through the Google group when we upload those videos so we can start commenting.
Okay.
My students chose to do a parody one of the classes, so it's kind of funny. But and then when they go up, I'm going to feature on the homepage. I'm going to kind of take that little part where it says schools, and I'm going to make it more prominent on the homepage. I'm not making it really dominant on the homepage yet, just because I don't want people looking at our stuff when we're not quite polished yet, because we've all got to get our pages done. Okay. So any questions anybody has, let me know. Kat, do you need to stay behind and talk to Junior for a minute to schedule something? Okay, Lucy, you can turn off the recorder. Stay.